Hi, I'm Dr. Arun Pratap Sikarwar. So, our topic for the webinar is preparedness of the students to handle the mental stress. Now, I have a disclaimer. It is not only for students but valid for every human being, and also it is the situation when the COVID is so hoopla and so top priority among all the talks with everyone in the world. uh, it is the mental health which is getting affected now. So let me go to the first brief introduction of this novel coronavirus associated COVID-19 disease. And the culprit is this virus. Although it looked like so innocent, but it's so dangerous that whole world is on its knees now. So this is the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, a virus particle that is called virion, and it has become a global trotter right now. And it is everywhere in more than 200 countries right now, as per the World Health Organization. And it is creating and responsible for the pandemic of COVID-19 disease. So the word virus is derived from the Latin neuter virus, that means poison. So, and similarly in Indo-European ways, Sanskrit word of wish. So as the name wish or poison, so that's why it is so dangerous as well, because it has created a lot of havoc in the world and still on its go. And recently in the New York Times, there was an article, and this good word was there: bad news wrapped in a protein. So a virus or COVID virus is a bad news wrapped in a protein, because this is made up of protein, and this is the nucleic acid inside the virus. This is the genome of the SARS coronavirus. Just like human beings have a 3.3 billion letters of genome, so the virus is having only 30,000 sense strand, uh, positive strand of RNA. RNA is strands of 30,000 nucleotides, and it is having non-structured proteins, accessory proteins. A lot of bioinformatics work has been done, and it has shown that NSP2 part is having one mystery protein. So this is the 3D structure of that protein, and still scientists are not able to decode the meaning of this mystery protein. And probably this could be that main culprit of having this much potential power of this virus. So by this morning, the novel coronavirus positive cases in the world are, are, are 1.6 million, having deaths of almost 102,000 throughout the world. And these many are recovered. Still, the most worry for the all the countries, policymakers, and all citizens is this exponential graph, which is going up for the total cases and even for the total deaths throughout the world. And still, there is no plateau phase has come, and we are waiting that when this plateau phase will come, and then reduction in the coronavirus positive cases and death will be reduced or under control. So there are different stages of pandemic of COVID-19: stage 1, stage 2, 3, and 4. Stage 1, when there's who have traveled to the virus hit foreign countries and have come back to India, that was stage 1. Number 2 was for the family member, like somebody who has come back from abroad and whose nearest family members are having infection of the disease. Then stage 3 is the community transmission. Probably a country, I wish country should not go, but the next stage is community transmission. And then stage 4 is epidemic. So this is again very worst situation. So there are three major ways to control any of the viral disease, including this COVID-19 that we study in the epidemiology. First is imposing extraordinary restrictions over the free movement, or 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 instructing lockdown, or so that assembly of infected individuals as well as aggravated testing is side by side is done to interrupt the transmission entirely. Number 2 is the specific vaccines use that we have seen with the kids, uh, like in 0 day to up to 3 years, there are a lot of vaccination happens as per WHO guidelines. And unfortunately for this COVID-19, there is no such vaccine. However, the cousin of this coronavirus, like flu is having vaccines that people used to keep taking after 6 months or so. So vaccine, we have to wait right now. Vaccine gives protection as per the immunobiologically in the individual. Okay, but for corona, still the research is going on. And third option is to get a herd immunity in the population. Then the severity of the disease decreases. Just like polio vaccine, you might have felt that now polio is decreasing a lot because there is a herd immunity reached for that polio disease. But this will happen in case of coronavirus when the 60 to 80% population of whole world will be getting at least one exposure of the virus or infected, and then passive immunity will develop in each and every individual slowly. This is the diagram showing the herd immunity because this is more important, and probably as more time this COVID-19 will take in throughout the world, then probably we are going towards this herd immunity. So this is the first situation when these are the infected people, and majority are non-immunized because there's no vaccine available. So rapidly it infects the population. And when immunized individuals are already once infected individuals and who have got luckily heal up the disease, like after 5-7 days, like somebody who is having better immune system, these are yellow these cartoons, human cartoon, then this transmission rate will decrease. Similarly, when the population is either immunized or a lot of people have earlier got infection and then got cured by passive immunity, then this transmission stops naturally. So here we are waiting for the herd immunity to reach if this problem remain for a year or so. So what are the repercussions or results, or what are the circumstances and of this pandemic COVID-19 over the human population? So lockdown is going on among like almost half of the population on the earth is right now under lockdown or quarantine, or their self-imposed restrictions in their homes. And the roads, which were too much busy, 24 hours, having a lot of traffic jams, are totally barren and empty. And the hustle bustle of these aeroplanes is almost nil right now, except few emergency flights probably. Okay, so whole world is now on standstill, almost standstill. India is under also lockdown for 21 days right now, and other parts of the world are also under lockdown. Okay, now coming to that student perspective. So India is having right now around 50 central universities, 127 deemed universities, 409 state universities, and 349 state private universities, other than like around 6,000 colleges, and crores of students in higher education. Remember, there are a lot of more than that enrollment in the class 1 to class 12 as well. So because schools and colleges are totally having a lot of students, maybe thousands or so, so it is a place where a lot of population remain at a time. So that's why lockdown has affected schools and colleges and universities very much. And when this lockdown will be over, that time also school colleges will be the last to take away this lockdown, because here all vulnerable students, youngsters or children sit together in a room or so. So now how this lockdown and the pessimistic news of coronavirus is affecting the human mental health. Human mental health, or we can say in our perspective to the students. Okay, so now since day to evening to night, we are staying in their home. We are not going like much more outside, and lot of because of internet connectivity, we are getting a lot of news all the time by various means. So we are having a lot of information of COVID-19 COVID-19 disease, like these many are positive patient today come up, and how many deaths has come up like that. So it is increasing or boosting the stress situation among the individuals. Remember, humans should accept this truth that that there's a change for the betterment. Like whatever is happening for like 2 or 3 months, it is at least affecting the nature, environment, or ecosystem. So that has gone, at the path very much good. Nature is now getting clearer and fresh, and the good things are happening. Only the bad thing is happening on socio economical and political aspect, like production is in decreased, people are inside their homes, they are not able to go out, and lot of meetings are cancelled, conferences are cancelled. So they are both the aspect. So this is good for the environment but bad for the human businesses or like that. So what is the stress? Stress is a negative emotional experience accompanied by various physiological, cognitive, or behavioral changes. Similarly, stresses are the molecules or triggers that cause the stress. Like for us right now, the stressor is lockdown of the cities, and then government regulations, a lot of bad news of the coronavirus positive patients coming up in our cities, and even deaths. That is the stressor. So emotional stress and environmental stress, these two are the major parts which is affecting the human mind right now. Rather, the physical stress. Physical stress is when there's some trauma or some bruise or something, or road accident kind of thing. So physical stress is minimum right now because there's less movement of humans outside their homes. So rather it is more emotional and environmental stress presently. Now there are three words: stress, depression, and anxiety, which are more or less similar, but the intensity is in a increment order. So stress, then depression comes, and then anxiety. Anxiety and depression is when the stress is perpetual for a longer period of time. And in the case of anxiety, probably one has to see the doctor. Okay, otherwise stress is for everyone in today's world. So whenever, even when the lockdown was not there, even though there was no coronavirus disease information before December 2019, stress was with everyone because it is a human nature. But now it has aggravated in many individuals. Okay, so the causative agent of this anxiety among the students or human population is infodemic. It's a very word like a pandemic or epidemic. So infodemic. Infodemics means when there's lot of information coming all the time to you, like during a day of 24 hours, if you're awake for 18 hours, and then all the time you're having a lot of information through your mobile phone, TV, video, or mouth, bird to mouth, words from your neighbors or family member, lot of explanations, lot of remarks. That time it is the infodemics, and that is happening right now. But the bad situation is infodemic is for the misinformation. It is not for the good information. That's why it is being said that up to 80%, 70-80% information over the internet about the coronavirus disease is unreliable. That's why government is asking, one should see that official statements or official websites like WHO or CDC or Indian Council of Medical Research in India or Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of India or Prime Minister Office website for the genuine and valid information of this COVID-19 disease, rather going to by various means of media. So there's a global epidemic of misinformation spreading rapidly through the social media platforms. And recently, World Health Organization Director General Tedros has said, we are not just fighting an epidemic, what we are fighting an infodemic. So this was a cause of worry to even World Health Organization Director General. So the tentative suggestions to avoid stress. So what could be the solution? What could be the information or ideas how we can mitigate, how we can minimize this stress? Because look, we cannot decrease the lockdown, we cannot disobey the lockdown message of our government, but we have to do something in the home by doing some positive. So try to have, in my opinion, try to read the newspapers as much as possible rather going to television debates, because in television debates I've seen many non-medical or non-epidemiological experts. They talk about the medical biology, or vice versa. Many economists are talking about like medical biology. They are becoming futurologists. So in a daytime, 2 or 3 times is quite okay to listen about the COVID-19 disease-related talks or information. Rather, newspapers are better because newspapers do have a various columns or balanced information like sports, like your health, like your business, like local news, international news, and editorials, etc. So they are better to get less stress rather than the television. And one more important, television gives video clippings or so video is more thought provoking. It gives impression quite heavily than the newspaper reports. So there are several healthy rituals that we can follow upon to reduce the stress in such home quarantine or self-imposed quarantine or lockdown. In that, one is physical exercise. Remember, you cannot go to gym, however, in this period, but still you can do a lot of exercises in the home itself that you can continue. Then next is try to have healthy food as much as possible. Probably because our sedentary life is there now, we are not going out. So in my opinion, less than 2000 kilocalorie food is just enough because you are having less physical exercise right now than the like sometime before when the uh, you were not forced to stay at the home. Then prioritizing the sleep. This is the main reason. As a neuropsychologist, I can say nowadays people are having very odd hours of sleep. So they're going to sleep maybe someday 2 o'clock, maybe someday just 10 o'clock, sleeping in daytime and waking up in the night. So this sleep cycle has changed. This is called dysrhythmia actually in neurobiology. So try to still have a pattern of sleep that very nicely and moving it. Like you have to wake up this time only and going to bed on this time period only. Make a routine. Make a routine is important because when you were not inside the home for a long time, that time our life was having routine, like I have to go to office this time, I have to come back, then I have to go to this way on that way. But now routine is totally disturbed. So have an idea and be true to yourself and make a routine and do the things done. Okay. Then for a student's perspective, in my opinion, the good way is to spend most of the time on online learning and distance education. You might have heard this MOOC, Massive Open Online Courses. Already it is under work since last almost a decade. But in today's scenario, after this unfortunate pandemic of COVID-19, this MOOC or the usability of distance education has gone up maybe like 100-fold now, because right now newer things have come up, new ideas are coming up, newer futurological aspect of a future university system or college and education system has come up in the mind of intellectuals. Like I would say now in 2020, if you are having this COVID-19 situation, and I hope within a few months this will be over from the world, but this will have a greater impact on the education system. I'm talking about both elementary education and higher education. See, till today, like we used to have a university, colleges, which was having requirement of lot of infrastructure, lot of money. Like a university need like 200 acres of land, school need this much acre of land. But now with the help of technology and availability of internet to most of the people on the globe. Now we can save our resources and we can have a virtual university or virtual classrooms. However, it is true only for the theoretical courses. You may argue that what about the practical aspect of engineering or medical research? So still, I would say that at least theoretical part we can complete on these virtual classes. And at a time, we can have a class from one person and thousands of students can take the class all over the globe. Unlike in a classroom where a teacher can have only a limited number of students. And right now, many of the online courses platform, which encompass like Coursera, Udemy, Udacity, iVersity, okay, and then Future Learn. One is Khan Academy also. In India, this is important. SWAM, that University Grants Commission, and MHRD, Ministry of Human Resource Development, have started SWAM classes. SWAM is having a lot of such courses. One can enroll and can take class through the phone or internet. Similarly, in over the television, UGC and MHRD has started Swayamprabha. Swayamprabha is a group of around 32 channels so far, if I'm not wrong, and where the channel 9 is for the life sciences, where I'm also associated in some capacity. So they're also giving a lot of classes or lectures that you can go ahead. I tell you, Coursera, edX, they are mostly paid, but presently, due to this COVID situation, many of the courses are free of cost. Okay, so one can precisely choose of their own choice which course they want to do, and small courses, diploma, one can complete in this period, being at the home. Now, remember, in a world of internet, there's a lot of information everywhere. Even a journal person, even a ordinary person is having a lot of information. Like you can have any information at any point of time by just typing something on Google or something. But remember, only a part of people will make this information to the knowledge. Okay, because it needs a very cognitive mind. And remember, not all knowledgeable person can have a wisdom. So this is like a triangle. So everyone has information, but only a part of people can have a knowledge. And out of that, only a limited or only some people will make the wisdom. So we should try to have, we are not here in the information, rather we are in these two paradigms, knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so now we have to increase the creativity as much as possible during this period of being at the home. So we can have a reading and reading. I mean to say, like, if you don't read, then you cannot have a lot of ideas. If you have a lot of ideas, information, then you cannot have a alternative theory or alternative options to explain something. So this is necessary for your cognitive part. Similarly, try to cover theory as much as possible right now, because theory classes and theory information you can gather, you can do at any time in the home itself with the help of a teacher by emailing or so. However, practical part still needs laboratories, and go to like have a help of internet, and then go to informative videos where people used to say that one video is better than the thousands of words. So you can have informative videos to compensate and to add up the knowledge, whatever theory you are reading. Similarly, you can play chess. I prefer chess because it's a brain exercise. And try to have some indoor games for some time. I mean to say, like out of daytime, at least give some time for indoor games and chess. You can enjoy brain games. That is being a brain biologist, so I prefer brain games. You can have on your Android phone or so. Try to have puzzle. You can sketch out. You can make some different hobby. Similarly, you can have a music. Music is good for the your happiness quotient, I mean to say. So you can feel happy by listening music of your choice. You can dance if it is your hobby or you like it. Now many dance classes are even happening on the internet, by distance mode or by by Zoom or by other platforms. Science fiction or documentaries. This is my favorite. Like you can enjoy science fiction documentaries and you can watch or listen some futurology, like how the future technology will shape our coming decade or so. We should keep learning new hobby skills. I mean to say, like, if you're not a painter so far, but still you can try some painting, have it like for half an hour or so to change the monotonous daytime period. And being an Indian, I can say meditation and yoga, it's very good for healthy mind that one should try to do. And it is not, so, extolling if I say that in comparison to India, US is having now still more yoga or meditation center, I would say. So now the world is recognizing the potential of meditation and yoga for better mental health. And as you know, since like 5 or 6 years, 21st June has been declared as a International Yoga Day. So this you can do. And we have to follow Prime Minister Modi's statement that we should maintain the social distance but reduce the emotional distance. I mean to say, you can be together with your friends, your family members, your loved ones by reducing the emotional distance in this period of time so that you are less stressful. But we have to keep social distance. That's why, because it is um, a disease that spread through our sneeze and cough droplets. So we should maintain the social distance but reduce the emotional stress. We should take it as a rejuvenating period, and we should reset our life, and we should think positive because this is not the end of the life, remember. So just 2 or 3 months, such kind of stressful situation when we have to cooperate with the government and we have to cooperate with this till this COVID-19 is over from the world. We should not feel pessimistic, rather we should try to use it as a resetting of a life. You can take advantage and you can develop new hobbies, and it is good time to introspect also. Like you can think about where I just fit and where I have to go further, because now world is changing, and especially after this unfortunate pandemic of like 4 or 5 months period when the whole world is stopped, so we can reset and rejuvenate ourselves. With this, I would say thank you so much.